So we're still listening to the old school country music. Some of the songs on this playlist on YouTube, I don't know, to tell you the truth. A lot of them I do, but some I don't. I was listening to Tammy Wynette last night and some George Jones and Kenny Rogers. And who else was I? I think that was the three I was listening to last night. It kind of, my parents listen to country music, and my parents finally separated when I was 14. But my mom and her best friend and her husband, uh, they all liked, and my uncle, they all liked, country music. Um, so I actually took Highland dancing. I didn't want to. I wanted to be a gymnast. I wanted to train to be in the Olympics, but that wasn't going to happen in my house. There, as hard as it is for a dream to come true in the States, in Canada, it's back then, before the internet and before, uh, entertainment, as far as movies and stuff, made its way outside of the States. There was, if you had a dream, it's just, yeah. There wasn't a lot of room. There wasn't a lot of guidance. There wasn't a lot of way for it. America is, it's free. It's a free country. It's still the best country in the world, and it's, I, you know, the difference between Canada, well, not the difference between America and a lot of other countries is on a micro level, and that's where it really counts. There's God and purpose and meaning and understanding and accepting of God. And in Canada, it's not like that on a micro level. You know, it's just not like that. So therefore, it's difficult for people to understand that they do have a responsibility to dream. I was just blessed when I decided, when they came after me when I had my driving school. Yeah, it wasn't just my uncontested divorce facilitation. I I made a decision. I said, I gotta find out like what these rich people do, and to live a better life, because this is ridiculous, right? So I started doing some research online, and it turns out that the ones that share their knowledge was American men. Susie Orman was the first person that really spent time teaching about money at a level 101, basics about money, and like about investing, and I learned so much from her, and she is truly an earth angel of mine. um, I went on to study the knowledge that Robert Kiyosaki shared, and Napoleon Hill and Carnegie, and for these people, they changed my life. They made it possible that I could wake up in my dream every day, and that I am so empowered, and um, I'm just so blessed to have the knowledge that I have. The first man, and always the first man, is going to be God in my life, and Jesus wants us to be strong, and maybe one day I'll share what that experience that I know firsthand that he does. Um, I really believe the formula is using the greatest gift that God gave you is common sense. I believe that's the formula. I know the formula because I've worked the formula and it works. When you accept God into your life, and He knows whether you're just trying to, you know, trying to pretend like you do. Um, I think there's different things we're supposed to do in our lives, and some is the hard work, like standing up to them, like corrupt judges and corrupt lawyers and corrupt politicians, by inflicting trouble in their lives in a non-violent way. Um, I think it's important to dream, to go in that direction, and God will bring the people into your life that is gonna help you get there, because you are gonna help them too. Money, money. There's a money law, right? The money law. The money law is, you see that bug crawling across the screen now? This little bug that comes in at night. I don't like killing these guys. I mean, they're just so little, but they annoy me. Um, so the money law, the law of exchange. You exchange a product or a service in exchange for money. That's how you get money. You don't want to steal it. Forget sitting around waiting to see if you're going to win it. I buy a lottery ticket once in a while. Sure, spend a couple of bucks here and there. But I'm not gonna, you know, wait around. And you should have a plan if you win the lottery. You really should, because if you win the lottery when you're 30, when you're 50, even at 50, you could still have another 30, 35 years to live. That's realistic. To live to 85? So you should have, you can get your pen and paper out and you should write down, if I win $5 million, I am going to do, I'm going to buy myself a condo, I'm going to buy myself, a car and maybe a truck, and I'm going to buy some gift certificates, I'm going to pay off my bills for the next, 3 years, I'm going to invest some money. Maybe I'm going to go buy some gold and silver. Maybe I'm gonna buy some stock in, you know, if you want a secure stock, Coca-Cola is not going anywhere, so Buffett says, and PetroChina. Um, have a plan for the money. 5 million, have a plan for 50 million. Maybe you want to build your world within this world. It may have a roller skating rink. It may have this gymnasium that you used to go to when you're a kid, and you can go and your grandchildren come, and you can play basketball, and you can have a fashion show, and you can have your friends from when you grew up. When they come out, you guys can go, and or the guys can go over there and play like floor hockey. You can have your beautiful home with your different themed rooms. You can have a beautiful outdoor space with an amazing, beautiful pool that you've researched some swimming pools online. You could have this big movie screen outside like they do on the ships out outside, and you could have your deep freezer with like seafood, and the other one with steaks, and your grilling area, but it's like nice. It's not garbage. You gotta think this stuff through. Like, what if you do come into this money? You know, you don't want to just start handing somebody in your family, well, here's $1 million. I mean, people, when they don't understand money and they don't have a plan for the money, they can go through the money in like a year or two, and then you're really sad for the rest of your life. You want to help somebody out, you can buy them a car. You could pay their mortgage or their rent for a year. See how they do. See, are they gonna go nuts and start? If they don't appreciate that, why do you have to give them more? It's your money. You want it. You help people out, but they're crazy up inside of them. They'll try to get their hands on your money, and it's gone. You know. So have your plan for big money. But you can also have, you could also start a small business and grow it into a bigger business. And you could buy real estate. If you're ever in a position, you can buy an apartment building, a 200 unit apartment building. Wow, there you go. You have cash flow and appreciation. You put property management in place. Obviously, it's ridiculous. Don't ever try to tell me that you're going to try to property manage a 200 unit building. You know, so there's things that people could be doing instead of drinking so much, instead of staying out late so much. They're crazy out there, man. You gotta get yourself a nice place to enjoy staying, because I'm telling you, I'm just going to the pool today, and then that lady was robbed, and my bag was right near her towel. And it could have been me. I didn't swim in that pool. You know, I just got in there and I turned around and I looked at my bag. I kept an eye on it. And that's how you have to go through. When your money and your belongings aren't next to you, you got to keep an eye on them. You got to be ready to run and catch that little bugger that's going to try to get it. Because they're out there. They're looking, unsuspecting people that are like just enjoying the day. It's like two worlds out there. And you have to be careful. And when if you ever come into money, like if you ever win it and inherit, look out, they're coming for you. You just get up and just move out of town. Say, I gotta go on vacation, man. I'm out of here. Change your phone number and change your thing for a while, and say, you could wire them a bit of money and say, here you go. You don't have to hand it all over to them. You can use it to take care of yourself. I'm not saying not to help. That's not what I'm saying. But it's ridiculous to hand somebody that knows nothing about money $1 million. You're not helping them. You're not helping yourself, you're not helping them. You can buy them a car, they don't have car payments. You can pay off insurance for a year, they don't have insurance payments for it. You can, if you wanted, it's like, well, let me pay their mortgage for a year. That'll buy them, you know, you know what I'm saying? It's like you have to have this plan in case you do buy a lottery ticket and win, because it does happen to people. But you know, um, it doesn't matter where you are. If you get online and you start reading, you can model other websites. If you want to say, if I can start a driving school business, I can just hire driving instructors. You know, just generate business through the website, generate through word of mouth, generate business through the postcards that go into people's mailbox. And you know, you figure out, businesses run on systems, so you figure out a system, you know, to run the business. It's not as difficult as they want you to think it is. It's not. I've done it. I don't have. I mean, I went to college. I quit. I went back to college. I quit. I got my first law exam in college. I got a 96. He gave me a 92. This Canada. They do it all the time. And I was arguing the point. It's like, no, you asked. I still remember the question. I'm 45 years old. This happened when I was in my 20s. I was like, why did you give me a 92 when clearly I earned the 96? Oh, well, you got a 92. I'm like, that's not the point. Because he's taking my happy away. He couldn't stand it. They can't stand it in Canada, right? But that really bothered me, and he's like, um, the question was, I still remember, it's like, what were the 5 parts to an emphyteutic leaf? No, that's not the question. The question was, what was 4 of the 5 parts of the emphyteutic? I knew all 5. There was 4 lines. I gave him 4. He took a point away, which was worth 4%. So that's where I was at 92%. And he took my happy, and I didn't feel like, after everything that had gone on, like all these things kept happening, I was just like, this is just not for me. And plus, I had a baby girl at home. Canada is polluted with bad guys. Oh my God! I will not date another Canadian guy. I tell you, I don't think it's ever gonna happen. I'm not saying it won't, but I think I just did. I think I just said I won't. I don't think I will. I really don't. There's an exception to every rule, though. I mean, my high school sweetheart was a really good guy from a really nice family. But I kept pushing him away at times. Like, it got so crazy in my house sometimes. I would just get, like, I would pick a fight with him every, like, not a physical fight, like an argument with him. I needed some counseling, and I needed some, like, support, and I needed to be out of that home, and I wasn't. So it took me a long time to figure out stuff. I didn't understand how the world works, and I didn't even understand that I didn't understand how the world worked. Anyway, I gotta stop again.